In this video, I will show how non-model experts can use the power market simulator model to analyze the future earnings from existing and new electricity production and consumption plants in the future electricity market. As an example, I will investigate in which of the Nordic price zones it is most economical to place Power-to-X plants. Scenario analysis using advanced energy models are often started without the customer being fully aware of what should be analyzed. It is often the analysts who know the most about the problem and therefore contribute the most to the project formulation. Of course, they turn the issue towards areas they have previously worked with because that would make the job more easy for them. It should be changed so that the customers of the analysis increase their knowledge so that the project formulation meets their needs more precisely. Strategy has developed the power market simulator model with the aim of making it possible for non-model experts to carry out scenario analysis. The goal is for the customers of the advanced scenario analysis to start by creating a preliminary project. In the preliminary project, they use power market simulator or similar model to gain more knowledge about the future threats and opportunities. The preliminary project enables them to formulate the actual scenario project. The video only shows how to perform the analysis. No results are shown in the video. I have posted a PowerPoint presentation on Strategirum's website under the folder Power Market Simulator Community that shows the results of the analysis. There are probably many who will disagree with my assumptions and my conclusions, but that suits me fine because then we can get the debate going. I'll now go into the power market simulator model and show you how to make this kind of analysis. Now I'm inside the scenario version of the power market simulator. In this analysis, we will insert Power-to-X plants in different price zones in the Nordic countries. If we're going to build a Power-to-X unit, we go in here in energy consumption here, and here we say establish flex consumption. We insert the name of the unit we are going to build here, Power-to-X. We choose the area we want to build the unit in. We start here with DK1, for instance. We choose the technology. It should be chemical. Choose the technology electrolysis hydrogen. The commissioning year, we set to year 2030. We type the capacity of the unit. It is 2000 megawatts. Choose the color, green, and the maximum price we want to pay for electricity, 40 euros per megawatt hour. Then we add the unit. In order to find the earnings for this unit in our scenario calculation, we go here to scenario calculation here. We choose the area DK1 again, and then we have a list of all flexible units in DK1. We find the Power-to-X unit here, click on that and add this unit. So now we will calculate, in the scenario calculation, we will calculate the total earnings for this unit during the time period we are working with. we go up here and say now we are going to define the different parameters that should be used in our scenario calculation. Here we say we want to have a time period from year 2025 to year 2035 here. Of these sliders here, the only one you need to focus on is the internal rate of interest. You can change this. It is set here to 10% per year. Here you can see the values for the different technologies the model will invest in. If you say, for instance, a coal-fired unit here, you can see that the coal-fired unit, the investment here is this amount here in euro per megawatt hour. The variable operation and maintenance cost here, the fixed operation and maintenance cost is shown here. And these values you can, of course, change. The values is taken from the Danish technology catalog. If there is an area where you're not allowed to build more than a certain amount of capacity, you put it in here, say for instance in DK1 again, you say that we are not allowed to have more than 2,500 megawatt of onshore wind power. Here, you put it in here and the model will assure that there will never be more than 2,500 megawatt capacity in DK1. If you're running a calculation where you also want to focus on the income from a power plant, you put this power plant in here and add the power plant to the scenario. In this buying and selling here, you can see the fuel prices that is used in the scenario calculation, and you can also change these fuel prices and the prices of CO2 quotas here. And finally, you can see here and change the yearly increase in consumption in the price areas that is included in the calculation. The default values of these yearly increases, they are set to 1% per year. Now we have defined all the parameters that should be used in our scenario calculations. Now we are ready to focus on the areas that should be part of our scenario calculation. We say here that we want to make a scenario calculation for the Nordic countries, but we also include neighboring countries to the Nordic countries in our calculation. And then we click here and say Start Investment Calculation. Now the calculation is finished, and now we want to see the results of the calculation. So I'll go here and see Show Investment here, and here I can see the total for all these areas here together. I can see the total production cost, the production surplus, the consumption surplus, the transmission surplus, the social surplus, the interest and payback of investment in new plants that have been done by the model. And I can also see the social profit minus these costs here, this CO2 discharge, and I can see the profit for the Power-to-X unit that we have included in DK1. All these values here, they are in million euros, and this here is in euros, this value here. And if I want to focus on what happened here in Denmark, I just click out all these areas here, and then I say here Show Investment, and then I can see here the total cost for only for Denmark and the production surplus for Denmark. All these figures is only for Denmark. Down here I can see what has been invested in Denmark. I can see that in year 2025 there's been invested in 111 megawatt of photovoltaic. This here is the amount of photovoltaic in year 2000 invested in year 2030. And I can see here out here in year 2035, the model will have invested in onshore wind power. At that time here, some of the old onshore wind turbines, they have been decommissioned, and then there is room for building new onshore parks. I can do this for all the countries that have been included in the calculation. Here you can see what has been invested in Germany during this time period. We're looking at, and I can see for all the other price zones, the results here, and I can see what kind of units that have been invested in. Now I have shown you how to make scenario analysis that shows the economy of building new um, flexible power plants in different price zones. I've placed the results of the analysis in a folder on Strategirummet's website. Thank you for your attention.